Hello everyone and welcome back once again to my channel. I'm back with another tutorial for the Aerosoft CRJ 700. Of all the videos I've made for the channel, you guys really seem to enjoy the tutorial videos the most. One of the last videos I made about the CRJ Autopilot got over 5,800 views, and that number is still going up every week, so I think it's safe to assume people are finding it helpful. I also got a bunch of nice comments saying it was a good tutorial, along with a couple of people correcting some things or adding a little bit more information about something I talked about during the tutorial, and that's absolutely great. It means that you guys actually watch my videos and are involved. A couple of you guys commented that I should have covered more things in the autopilot tutorial, like how to use the auto throttle during descent and how to use the VNAV system in this aircraft, so that's what we'll be going over in today's video. If you haven't watched the last tutorial yet, I highly recommend you go check it out after this one. I will be using things that I explained in that tutorial, but I do think you should be able to follow along quite well without first having to watch that other video. So with that said, be sure to do a touch and go on that subscribe button along with the bell icon so you never miss out on any new content. And also don't forget to leave a like for more content like this. Now without further ado, let's jump into the flight deck. So here we are inside the flight deck of the CRJ 700, currently in flight because the VNAV system is of course only used during descent in this aircraft. Unlike most modern airliners, the CRJ doesn't have a VNAV button on the MCP to use during descent. Or does it? We'll get back to that at the end of the video, but for now we'll assume it does not have a button to follow the VNAV profile. So in order to descend the aircraft, you'll have to use either speed mode or vertical speed mode. I covered these two modes in the last video, so I'm going to assume you know how to operate them. I highly recommend you only use vertical speed mode during descent because the throttles in this aircraft are kind of broken, so that makes using speed mode a bit of a pain in the butt sometimes, and way more difficult than it needs to be. Besides, I don't really think vertical speed mode is often used in real life either, but do correct me down below in the comments if I'm wrong about that. Even though the aircraft might not have an actual button to push that makes the aircraft follow the appropriate descent path, the FMC does give you the guidance you need to know when to descend and how fast you should descend. This guidance can be found on the primary flight display. As soon as you reach the top of descent that the FMC calculated for you, a series of dots will appear next to the attitude indicator, along with a slightly bigger dot that is supposed to represent the descent path itself. During descent you want to keep the bigger dot in the middle of all the other dots and aligned with the plane image on the attitude indicator. If that's the case, then you are descending at the right rate. If the big dot goes higher or lower, then you should lower or increase your vertical speed respectively. Also keep in mind that changes in speed have an effect on your descent path. For example, if you decelerate and maintain the same vertical speed, you'll see that the aircraft will then be below the optimum descent path. Speaking of speed, another thing that is particular about this aircraft is that it doesn't have an auto throttle system. So you not only have to keep an eye on your descent profile, but also the speed. I don't know the exact procedure, but I usually descend the CRJ at a speed of 290 knots until 10,000 feet, where I slow down to 250 knots. So as soon as you descend, you need to set your thrust levers for 290 knots or whatever speed you desire. As I said earlier, the throttles in this aircraft are kind of buggy, so you may or may not have some trouble with staying exactly with your desired speed. Also another handy tip. In the FMC you can actually find a page that displays the descent rate you need to have in order to follow the descent profile. This can be handy if for whatever reason the dots don't pop up on your primary flight display, which has happened to me on one occasion. So when that happens, you can just use this as a reference instead of quickly looking up a tutorial on how to calculate the top of descent using all sorts of formulas. No need for that, just take a look at the FMC instead. So that's basically all you need to know to be able to descend the CRJ. If you think this is way too much work, I might know a way for you to cheat a little bit. In the EFB that comes with this aircraft, you can find an option regarding VNAV, which enables you to have an extra button on the MCP. This button has the same function as the VNAV button on a Boeing or Airbus aircraft, and allows you to just sit back during the descent instead of adjusting the vertical speed every 5 minutes or so. You'll still have to keep an eye out for your speed since there isn't a secret auto throttle button anywhere as far as I know. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. If I missed anything important in this video, or if you would like to know more about something I covered, don't hesitate to reach out to me down below in the comment section or on Instagram. If you want to see more from me, you can always follow me there as well and watch some of my other content. For now, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!